Hey son, you know why I pulled you over today, right? Nah, I'm just playing. What's going on, guys? With the GOAT, back at it again with another one. If you don't know me, you will. We are here with my daily, the Crown Victoria in all of its glory, guys. This car used to instill fear in people's hearts, man. This is my '08 Vic CVPI for you guys that are part of the pursuit community, retired police cars. You guys who like that type of stuff. Yes, it's a real Interceptor. It's not a civilian model. Retired out of some jurisdiction in Alabama. Don't know which one. Bought it from somebody who sells police cars, right? Bought this car for $2,000, guys. $2,000. So that's why it's my daily. Cheap, affordable, reliable. It's a bulletproof car, not literally. So don't shoot at somebody with this. You know what I'm saying? Bulletproof motor, all that. 4.6 liter V8. Making like 200 some horsepower. Low 200s, guys. Like when I tell you this thing is sluggish, I don't know how this was a police car. I don't know how they used to chase people in these things. But it is what it is, man. That just means you guys that run away can't drive worth a damn. The car is not like extremely fast. It's not extremely agile. The turning sucks. It's wobbly at high speeds, but somehow through the intense driving that police officers, state troopers, sheriff's departments, whatever they do, they were always able to catch people in these things, right? Let's talk about how terrible this thing would be against today's vehicles, today's climate, and any of you guys that got any modern vehicles. Because I know even my '09 AMG can smoke this thing. No pressure, like easy. Let's show you the motor, right? I don't ever show you guys the interior and inside of things, so let's look at this piece of lovely equipment. A 4.6 liter V8. It's a V8, so it should be fast, right? So pretty much all original stuff, right? Like I said, it's a Ford. One of the most bulletproof Ford platforms there is, right? And it's a relatively safe vehicle, right? 4.8 liters, bone stock, done nothing to it. Been reliable since day one. I think it broke down on me one time because it needed a fuel pump. Gas mileage is not great, but at the end of the day, even though it's a low horsepower vehicle, still a V8, so it still burns lots of gas. For the mods that I've done to this, right? You already know. If you've seen my vehicles, the tint, that was the #1 thing I did to it. It actually already came with 5%. What I did is I put the windshield tint on and I did 5/5 in the back. So the back is crazy dark. I added this push bar on here, this Go Rhino push bar. Repainted the front bumper, hood, top of the, what do you call that? The roof and the rear trunk and rear bumper, right? So all that was repainted. The rest of the body is just the way it was. This had just been replaced on the car when I bought it. So that's why I wanted to repaint it and make it gloss. But other than that, it's pretty much original. Changed some tires. As you see, I'm gonna need some new tires here. These are getting a little old, getting a little bald. So it's time to change those out. The rears have some new meats on it, you know, pause. They got some new meats on it and it's looking good. But I mean, she's a pretty car. It's a Crown Vic. You can't go wrong with a Crown Vic, in my opinion. You know, it's a lovely ex-police Interceptor and it's still got lights and sirens and all that cool stuff, you know? No, I'm just playing, it's disconnected. What else did I add? So I added these antennas just to, you know, give it a little bit more police looking presence, you know. They might be a little excessive, but I added a few. Added my Blue Lives Matter, because, you know, Blue Lives Matter all the time. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool car. Probably put about 15,000 miles on it, maybe. I don't know for sure because the odometer doesn't work in here. I'm just guessing. So I'll show you the inside real quick, the interior. Basic stuff. The cage is taken out. There's no more bars in there, nothing like that. I don't even think there was a cage in here. So right now it's not really the cleanest because it's been sitting. I just had the fuel pump changed not too long ago. And you can see the difference between the 5/5 that I was talking about in the back. Look at the 5/5 versus the regular 5 in the front. You see the difference. And then I think the windshield is like 30. So the back seat, take a look at the back. Yes, there's a sunflower seat there. It's leather in the back, and then in the front, it's mesh. That's how all these police Interceptors came, unless you got a different package. I know there's a package where you can have plastic seats in the back, But like I said, I think this was a detective's vehicle. I don't think there was ever a cage in here. I know they had bars in the back, but I don't see any markings inside from where the cage would be. All right. So what makes the Crown Vic Police Interceptor different from the civilian model? Stiffer suspension, stiffer springs, which is probably the same thing, right? I'm sounding stupid. But better tires. They have pursuit rated tires, which don't pop as easy. Like if you're driving up the median or the side of the highway, you can run over nails, all types of stuff, and they won't pop, right? These cars idle all day, all night, so they have a bigger air intake, and I think the cooling system is somewhat different from the regular civilian model. I'm not sure exactly, so don't quote me on it. All right. Aesthetic wise, they're damn near the same thing, besides the Police Interceptor versions having a lot of plastic pieces where civilian ones would have chrome. So obviously you see plastic here. You got police package rims, right? Rims and tires, police package rims and tires. Obviously, if they have a push bumper on it, might be a Crown Vic Police Interceptor. The plastic grille as well with the Ford logo, right? I know a lot of people buy these, but there's a Police Interceptor badge that all of these came with. This is directly from Ford, right? No aftermarket stuff. And then the trunk. You can put a body in here. Let's take a look at this real quick. So it comes with a full spare when you get them from factory. Like, just look at how insanely deep this trunk is. Keep in mind, my trunk already has a bunch of stuff in it here. So I want y'all to look at how big this is. And I'm a grown-ass man. Not gonna trap myself in here, but I think I proved the point. I'm not about to close it on myself. What? You can fit like probably 2 bodies in here, and I have a trunk full of stuff, plus a spare tire. What modern car is doing that today? I don't think none. Maybe my F-250 can, but I don't know no car with that insane amount of trunk room. So it's crazy. I love a lot of things about this car, but let's get into why it would suck in today's policing environment. So the good old Crown Vic, man. A beauty. It was a beast, but it's not a beast to today's standards. So the numbers, I think this thing has a 0 to 60 time of like 8 seconds. Like when I tell you it's insanely slow, insanely slow. It's not catching your modern day Civic, Accord, your regular mill F-150. An EcoBoost F-150 would smoke this and it stands still on the highway. So that's just number one. This thing cannot catch anything at all. A 4-speed transmission is not catching anything these days. We got 10 speeds, we got 6 speeds, we got 8 speeds, 7 speeds. The gearing ratio is terrible. Now, let's talk about inside too, right? So remember how I showed you the back? And I'm not a tall guy either. I'm like 5'9", 5'10" on a good day, right? So this is me sitting in here comfortably, right? My arms can touch the dashboard, all that, right? I'm not gonna move anything. I don't know how they used to put prisoners in here, but maybe the complaints was part of the reason. I haven't moved the seat. Look at this. I'm not a tall guy, but who the hell wants to sit? And imagine there was a cage here. There's no leg room in here. And this was a taxi cab chassis too. Look at this. This is insane. Like, I'm sitting with my butt all the way back and the seat is damn near in my lap. And the cool thing about this too, not that I would have anybody that would stab me, but because it's Police Interceptor, stab-proof seats, baby. So our next thing is this thing right here. Gas, right? It can run on E85 and gasoline, which is pretty cool for what this is, right? But the gas mileage in this thing is terrible. It's a V8, but newer patrol cars are able to more efficiently patrol and do all types of stuff and idle. Idling for 8 hours will burn almost half a tank of gas. And this thing handles terribly. Like, I think at about 80 or 90, if you take any sharp turn with this thing, you will throw this thing loose and go into a drift so quick if you don't steer properly. If you snatch the steering wheel in this, you are done. It is over with. You're going into a tree and there's no recovering with this rear wheel drive monster, right? It's just like the Mustang, another Ford vehicle. It's tail happy all day, all night. There's a little bit of rain out, you're gonna light them tires up. It's insanely easy to do a burnout on this, which I'll show y'all in a second. Insanely easy. So, yeah, I mean, pretty much that's the Crown Vic in the essence. It's a beautiful car. These things will go well over 200, 300,000 miles with no major issues. And like I said, the 4-speed trans is held up and I beat the living hell out this car. Like, I don't drive it like a sissy. You'll hear that V8 scream all day, all night. So as you see, I am to the floor. We just passed second gear. All right, I'm at 60 now. It's not bad, but you see how long that took. Pretty slow. And I was coming downhill for a little bit of it. So, I mean, is it extremely, extremely slow? No. Could it still probably beat one of the low line 4-cylinders? Yeah, but it's nothing fast. And I think you need to be fast to be a police car. I think you need to be fast to be a car, but that's just my opinion. I think you know what? I gotta line this up against my 250 one day and see which one is faster. I'm pretty sure my 250 will take it. This is what I drive on a regular basis. I don't drive that damn SEMA looking F250 everywhere because it's just not as practical. This is more practical. And it gets the job done. So take that as you will. Go buy a Crown Vic. Blue Oval gang, baby. Catch you in the next one.